Hey y'all, welcome back to At Home with Chef Jolie, and it's season 2, honey. I listened to y'all because today y'all wanted these oxtails. We are going to be making some Jamaican style oxtails, and if you're feeling any pain in your body, I'm going to take care of that with this Caribbean painkiller cocktail. Let's go do this.
Tell me now, are you hungry? Looking for something for your tummy. Well, look no further. This chef is got you covered. Cooking at home with Chef Jolie.
Okay, if you are not new to this and you're true to this, then you already know I love the Caribbean and I love me a good cocktail. So this Caribbean painkiller, it starts off with a couple of ounces of dark, I like Jamaican rum, so dark Jamaican rum. After the Jamaican rum, pineapple juice. So I'd say about 3-4 ounces, just depends on how strong you like it, of pineapple juice. And then next, I have some coconut milk. You can use coconut cream, but if you can't find coconut cream, then coconut milk will do. You may just need to blend it in your blender a little bit before you add it to your cocktail. And for a little sweetness, I'm gonna add just a teeny bit of simple syrup. Then I'm gonna shake it up real good, and we're gonna taste it. And before I give y'all this cocktail, I'm gonna need you to remember to subscribe to the channel, share it, and also leave me some comments down in the comment section. Okay, I think that's nice and chilled and delicious. You see I got this pineapple, look at that. Ooh, that nice pineapple wedge on the side. And then this next two steps are optional. I wanted to make it even prettier, so I just took a couple of the cutest looking leaves from the top of my pineapple, and I'm just gonna stick those in there like that because I think that's cute. And nutmeg, just a little dash of nutmeg on top. Again, that's optional, but I think it brings it all together. All right, I gotta taste this because it's, quality control. Let's see. Oh yeah, that pain in my back is gone all the way. So cheers to the Caribbean painkiller. And if we're gonna be drinking, we might as well be eating. So let's go over and let's start cooking these Jamaican style oxtails. You don't wanna miss it. Let's go. Okay, y'all, it is Jamaican oxtail time. And if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, down here somewhere is my Instagram. Follow me because you all let me know via Instagram that this was one of the dishes and recipes that you wanted to learn for season 2, so I'm delivering. So we got our oxtails here, all of our seasonings. Looks like a lot, but once you get it all seasoned and marinated, it's low and slow and it's really easy. So let's get started. I've already washed and trimmed most of these here, but I left one because I wanted to show you all. Fat is an important part of the oxtail, but you want to take away the excess fat. So you just get a knife, if y'all can see that, and I'm just gonna trim some of that fat, excess fat away. The fat, though, you don't want to take all of it away because that's really what makes the oxtail so rich and succulent, but clean up a little bit of the extra fat, just like that. All right, the rest of them I've trimmed up as much as I would like to. And the next important part about preparing your Jamaican or your Caribbean oxtails is the cleaning process. So these are cleaned, but basically you put the bowl under running water and you take lime, right? Some people will use vinegar to clean. Some people will use vinegar and lime. I like the lime. So under the water, you're just rubbing the lime on the meat and you're washing it. I do it about 2 or 3 times just to make sure it's nice and clean. And that's it. Okay, so now it's time to marinate these oxtails. This is an important part, and if you have the time, definitely marinate them and put them in your refrigerator overnight. If you don't have enough time, at least 2 hours, okay? So I have a little bit of vegetable oil that I'm gonna pour over. That helps when we sear these oxtails, honey. They're gonna be so nice and brown and golden. That vegetable oil helps that process. So y'all know the first thing that I'm gonna put on these oxtails is a dabaduya. So you need to, the recipe is gonna be down in the description, but you want to liberally season. You wanna see the seasoning. If you can't see the seasoning, I'm gonna say it ain't seasoned. Me personally, I season until I hear the ancestors whisper and say, girl, stop, that's enough, okay? All right, after the dabaduya, next we have, this is, I'm gonna give y'all a secret. This right here is the next variety in the dabaduya line. I think I'm gonna call it Caribbean Sweet Heat. So it's like a jerk kind of flavor. So y'all are the first ones to know and the first ones to see it get used. So you're gonna add that. Thyme is really important. So I have some dried thyme here that I'm adding. I'm also gonna add fresh thyme too. I think the two together really punches up that thyme, that flavor from that thyme. Then I'm going to put in some brown sugar. So you will see, now let me tell you, because I know it's some people from the islands, Jamaica specifically, watching this, and they're probably gonna say, they're watching me sucking their teeth like that, because they like, she not from Jamaica, how's she gonna do this? This is my version. I like to stick really close, as much as possible, to the authentic version, but let me tell you, when you taste this, you from Jamaica, you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know that I'm not from Jamaica. It's in my roots, it's in my blood. So we got the brown sugar. And then the next thing we're gonna add is some browning, right? Because you want that deep, dark brown color. That brown sugar helps for that as well. So I'm gonna add the browning. Then I'm going to roll up my sleeves and put on some gloves because I'm about to go in. Gotta get in there and massage all that seasoning in there. And then all of our veggies, we're gonna put that in next. And that's all. That's the marination process. And then we're going to, I'm gonna show you how to sear it up, make it look and taste really good. So you just get in with your hands like this, and you just massage those oxtails. And if you could smell this, it already smells good. It already looks good, and we haven't even started cooking yet. It's so simple. Don't be intimidated by cooking oxtails. So many people wanted to see this recipe because I think people are intimidated. But if you can make a pot roast, you can make oxtails. It's kind of the same thing. You season it, you sear it, and you cook it with some liquid, low and slow. All right, next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add in all my colorful vegetables. We got some red peppers going in. We got some yellow peppers, green peppers. We got some yellow onion, and we have some scallions or some green onions. So I'm just gonna massage all that in. And I do have some fresh garlic, but I'm not gonna add the garlic until we sear because you don't want to burn your garlic. So I'll add that in towards the end of the searing process. And let me tell you about these Scotch bonnets. Well, these aren't Scotch bonnets. These are habanero peppers. Scotch bonnets and habaneros, they're kind of like, cousins. So if you cannot find Scotch bonnets where you live, you'll probably easier be able to find some habaneros, and you can use those. All right, but I really like to get my heat from crushed red pepper. So, I always say trust your gut, not the recipe, unless it's my grandmother's mac and cheese. All right, that is ready. This is what it looks like, just like that. That is what your oxtails are gonna look like when they're marinated. Cover it with plastic. If you have overnight time, put it in the refrigerator overnight, if not 2 hours. And then I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna bring out my cast iron Dutch oven, and I'm gonna show you how to sear it and how to get them nice, tender, and succulent, okay? All right. Okay, so I've already started to sear and brown the oxtails, but I left one here so y'all can see. So these have been marinating, and I have my veggies over here because we're gonna put those in at the end. But this is what you're looking for. You're looking for a nice sear, just like that, okay, on both sides. And once you get that sear, then you're gonna take all of the goodness, all of these peppers, onions, the rest of the oil, the brown sugar, the thyme, the adabaduya, all that good stuff in there. Just like that. Okay? And then you give it just a little toss with your tongs, just to get the veggies, to get a little bit of that sear down in the bottom, like that. And remember, I told you I had the garlic, right? I didn't want the garlic to burn. So now I'm gonna add the garlic right about here. Let the garlic get a little fragrance. Oh, and I didn't ask y'all, what y'all think about the new theme song? She be throwing down. Let me stop singing, that ain't my ministry. But what y'all think? Comment down below. Tell me what you think about the new theme song, okay? Fresh thyme. Just gonna put a few sprigs of fresh thyme in there. Make sure my garlic gets a little bit of heat. And this is it. I think the most difficult part, if you wanna call it difficult, of this recipe is probably chopping all of the peppers and onions. Other than that, season it, sear it, and let it go. So I got some chicken stock here. Some people will add some red wine at this point. I don't. Y'all know I like cooking with wine, but I'm not today because I think all the flavors of the Caribbean are already here, okay? Go with the chicken stock. You're gonna cover it like that. Okay, so now that the chicken stock is in there, you're gonna bring it up to a roaring boil and then drop it down to a simmer. So remember, you got your habaneros or Scotch bonnets. I like to control my heat a little bit because sometimes Scotch bonnets can be super, super hot, or your habaneros, or sometimes they may not be as hot, but with these dry chili flakes, they're always the same. So I do want a little bit of sweet and I want a little bit of heat. And let me just tell you this last tip. To get that gravy, you know, to have the thickness that you want, you don't want it super, super thick, but you'll see it when I bring it all out. What I do is take some roux. We talked about this before in previous episodes, equal parts butter and flour, or equal parts vegetable oil and flour. I keep a little bit of roux in my kitchen. So as this is cooking, I sprinkle just a little bit of that roux in there to thicken, to get the gravy, because you want the gravy with the rice and the peas. So that's it. I'm gonna bring this up to a boil, drop it down to a simmer. It's gonna take some hours now, probably about 3, depending upon how big your oxtails are, but it's so well worth the wait. So let these cook, and then we're gonna eat and drink. Okay, voila, it's all done. So this is what the oxtails are gonna look like with the gravy. Woo. And you'll see there for about the last, I'm gonna say 5 to 7 minutes, that's when you add in your butter beans or your lima beans to the oxtails, an important part of keeping it authentic. So y'all know me, mouth is straight up watering. I have a plate here. I have some rice and peas. The recipe for the rice and peas are gonna be down in the description, but here's a little tip. So instead of just regular water, I used chicken stock and a little bit of coconut milk and some fresh thyme and some green onions in the rice and peas. Got a little bit of sauteed cabbage, just oil and a dab of douya. But let me stop talking, because that's not what y'all came here for at this point. You wanna see these oxtails. So I'm gonna get a few pieces. Child. Whoo, 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 whoo. I think these pieces here look good. All right. Okay, we got 2 good juicy pieces on here. Now I gotta add my gravy. Hoo, 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 hoo. I wish I could taste this, but you can, because guess what? You got the recipe. There we go. And a little bit of microgreens, just to dress it up and make it look pretty. There it is. Jamaican style oxtails, rice and peas, and a little bit of cabbage. And I gotta taste it. You're not gonna need a knife. Let me see here. Look how tender that is. Ooh. Gotta get me a little bit of gravy. Let me not drool in front of the people here. Wait a doggone minute. I swear, I might have been born in Jamaica in another life. You can't tell me that this is not delicious. The recipe is in the description. Comment below when you make this. Let me know how it turned out for you. This is gonna transport you to the Caribbean, to the islands, with the Caribbean Painkiller, Jamaican style oxtails with rice and peas and cabbage. Go get into it. And remember to subscribe to the channel, to share, comment below, and turn on your notifications, because how else are you gonna know when I'm cooking up something delicious and amazing? Thank y'all for being at home with Chef Jolie. Cheers.
Tell me now, are you hungry? Looking for something for your tummy?